I can remember this as clearly as if it were happening today. It was a hot, muggy day in July. I was 15 years old, so this was almost 37 years ago now. And I had left the football practice planning to come home and give up on football. The reason being, the summer before my sophomore year in high school, I spent an awful lot of time lifting weights and getting strong, but absolutely no time running. And that day, in the morning session of our two-a-day practices on that hot summer day, we ran 100-yard sprints with our full football gear on to the point of almost collapsing. And I thought to myself, this is ridiculous. This is too hard. I'm not going to put myself through this. So I got on the bus and went home and was sitting in the kitchen, and my dad happened to come in. And my dad was a small man in stature, about 5'6". He was a butcher by trade, and his fingers were about twice the size of mine and looked like little sausages. Just a real stout, strong little guy. He wasn't an educated man, but he had unbelievable common sense. So he walked in the door. He came home again a little bit early from work that day and said to me, "Why are you home early?" And I hemmed and hawed a little bit, and he said, "Well, I came home from practice. I decided that I'm going to quit." And he paused for a moment, and he said, "Pull up a chair. I'm going to go over some things with you." And it just so happened that the year before my freshman year, I had gone out for football. I had played sports earlier in my career, but never that kind of contact sport, organized sport. So the plays intimidated me. I didn't understand the playbook. I was handed a playbook, and I was scared to death. And so my freshman year, I gave up because I didn't understand how I was going to read all those plays. Well, my dad let that go my freshman year, but this was my sophomore year, and he sat me down in a chair, and he said, "I'm going to explain something to you, and I'll explain it to you once." And what he said was, "From this day on, you'll never quit again." And I can't tell you as a young person what an impression that left on me. First of all, he took the time to clear things up for me, and that was very important. But that has stuck with me as one of the biggest lessons in my life, and since that time, it's been very valuable to me because there have been tough times, and there have been times when maybe the thought of wanting to give up has crossed my mind. But because of that half an hour discussion that I had with my dad, I was able to realize that, you know what, quitting's not the way to do it, because what he explained to me, and I've come to realize over time in sports and in my business, is that once you start learning how to quit and it becomes easy for you, it becomes an easy habit, and it's an easy habit that nobody wants. So you younger folks and you adults that are out there in the program, use this lesson for yourselves, that it's important that you commit to your goals. It's important that you have dreams, that you have visions, and that you don't stop when things become difficult. For me, it turned out very well in that football became a sport that I really enjoyed through high school, and we as a team did very well. I as an individual did very well. I used the training that I did in football to also spend some time in wrestling in high school. But then martial arts really became the thing that I excelled at. And it was because of that speech and that not giving up that I've gotten to a different level of excellence in my own life. So use that speech, and best of luck to you.